Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to another video. So today's gonna be a get ready with me slash Q&A chat. I don't really know. We're just gonna go with the flow and just see what happens. So I'm getting ready because I actually have some errands to run, but I also am working on a video from yesterday. I didn't finish it because I ran out of time. Honestly, it took me a while to get going yesterday. I feel like I just have like travel lag. Ever since we got back from Georgia, I'm just tired and I can't seem to like get my crap together. I'm trying. And today, maybe if I get ready, it'll make me feel better. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I asked you guys on the YouTube community tab to send in some questions or topics that you wanted me to talk about. And I didn't get a whole lot of comments, which is actually kind of a good thing so I can get to the ones who did comment. Because sometimes if I get too many, it's like overwhelming. I don't know where to start. Then I feel bad if I miss questions, so this will work great. All right, so we're gonna just jump right into it as I get ready. Where's my makeup? I think my daughter has it. Hold on, thought. So, first question says, when do you plan on painting the exterior of your house like you've been wanting to do? So, great question. I actually just told my husband that I really wanted to do that whenever the leaves stop falling. So, we have a big oak tree up front and I can't, like right now would be the best weather to paint because it's like beautiful outside. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. But with all the leaves falling, it's just gonna ruin my paint job. So I don't even want to bother until it's like spring. When like it's truly spring here, and it's like not raining every day, which it hasn't been raining, but my point is like it's just there's too much pollen and stuff anyway right now, so now's not a great time. I would say right before summer I think is when I'll do it. I don't know for sure. And I think I'm gonna go with a creamy white, just because my house is on the smaller side, and I think if I go lighter, that's not always the case. I literally shared this in a video coming up. I'm like, oh, you know, going with light and bright isn't always going to make the house seem bigger. And here I am talking about, if you paint it white, it's gonna look bigger. I just feel like the exterior of the house would look great white, especially with the wood columns that I did. I think it's gonna look really pretty. So anyway, sometime right before summer hits, before it gets like rainy season. Barbara says, I applaud you for protecting your children by not showing their faces. This one got a lot of likes, so thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. It has not been easy because obviously my children are my everything. They're with me all the time. And I think the biggest thing that has changed is really just I can't upload as much as I originally did. Like I used to be able to film a little bit more like when they were home, and now it's been a little bit more challenging, and it's almost like sometimes it's not even worth it because I end up cutting so much out because they're like right there next to me. It's like, why are you even filming, you know? So, and honestly, it's been great. It's been amazing because it's actually allowed me to have more of a separation with my personal life and YouTube life. Like for the longest time, I just, you know, would work around my kids and my family schedule, and I just really never had any time for me because I was able to film with them around a lot more. But now that I'm not trying to share their faces in particular, and I just want to say this, I know I've gotten a lot of questions on like why I'm doing this now after so many years, and trust me, I went back and forth like what's the point now, you know, because you've already messed up. But at the same time, it's like I didn't really realize that my channel would grow into like what it has at that time. And also, you know, whenever you start a YouTube channel, the negativity is the last thing on your mind. Like you're looking for positive, you're sharing your life. I don't know, it's hard to really explain unless you are a YouTuber yourself. It's like you start out and you're almost like naive to the negative, and then when it starts happening, then you're like, oh crap, you know, I done messed up, I done overshared or whatever. So you just gotta be really careful. If you're starting a YouTube channel, think long term. Think about that type of stuff that, you know, should be brought up more. And I think that there wasn't really a whole lot of people offering advice, and like I guess the people that I actually looked up to before I even started a channel, they were family vloggers, and it seemed normal to just share your life. And obviously me being a normal person that don't talk crap about kids or don't look at kids in a negative way, it's easy for me to be blinded by the negativity because I'm not that type of person. I don't think about it like that. So I see these cute family vloggers and I'm like, oh, I just love their family. And I don't think anything of it because I'm like normal. But there are people out there that are not quite there, you know, and that they don't have your best interest at heart. And it's really freaking scary. So yeah, just be careful, guys, if you are sharing your life and your family. And I think one of the scariest things is like when you get to the point where like you literally have no privacy. That's what really gets you, you know, because everything is like public record and it's so hard to like hide. Not that I'm trying to hide, but it's just hard to keep your life private when you put yourself out there. That is something that comes with it. I totally understand. I'm just sharing like my point. It's just, it makes sense to not share my kids anymore. And as hard as it is, it's the right thing to do. So I really appreciate y'all's support on that. And just like, you know, kind of just helping me navigate it. And like there's been times where like I've posted a video and I've had to like take it down just because I've like accidentally overshared. And I say accidentally, it's not like I just accidentally overshared. It's just because in the moment I didn't think it was that big of a deal until you look back and you think about it and then you're like, oh, why did I say that? What the heck? Why are you you're talking too much. So yeah, anyway, you learn as life goes on. And that's one thing I've learned is that I just don't want to share my whole life on YouTube. And that I actually got another comment about my mom and my family, and just for like my private life, I just won't be sharing any of that at this moment in time, like none of it. Now I'm trying really hard to just have, like, this channel was focused on me as a mom and as someone who needed a community and friends, and I wanted to share my creative self with you, like with other people. So that's why I started this channel. It was for myself. It wasn't to put my family on the internet for other people to watch, if that makes sense. This channel was supposed to be just about my perspective as a wife and a mom, and that's kind of what I'm going back to my roots here. So I'm trying, I'm working hard. Anyway, moving on. Would like to know what your plans are for this year and what house projects you have coming up. She said she loves my channel, but the dining room table not being centered under, or wait, the rug underneath the table not being centered is driving her absolutely crazy. And I'm glad it's driving you nuts too, because it's driving me crazy. So this rug, it got wet. It got wet outside because whenever we travel, we have the dogs in the house. Obviously we have a house sitter, but our oldest dog sometimes will have accidents in the house. So just to be safe, we take all the rugs outside, and the rug got wet. So it's kind of like wrinkled in some areas, and I was struggling so bad trying to get this rug, or to get this table on top of the rug. So it's crooked and it's not even. I know it looks horrible, but I'll get to it eventually. I'll fix it. Don't you worry. And thank you so much for watching. So I just used the Saint. Why am I moving so fast? I have the Saint makeup palette. That's what I just use on my face for like foundation, contour. I know I look crazy right now. It's because my under eyes are so white, but once I put eyeshadow on, just trust the process. But I did just get this NYX professional makeup eyeshadow palette. I got this on Amazon, and the reason why I ordered this was because my other eyeshadow palette, I've noticed, is like irritating my eyes all of a sudden, which is really weird because I've used that palette for a long time and I don't understand why all of a sudden now I'm getting irritated. I don't know, but I'm gonna use this one. So let's see, we got a couple wow, we got 5 questions here. Well, let's see, we'll start with the first one. What has been your best memory on YouTube, on either or both channels? Best memory on YouTube. Oh, I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember when I hit 20,000 subscribers. 20,000. We were living at my family's property, and I remember that was when that's probably like my best memory. And you would think that hitting 100K would be more like, oh my gosh, like you hit that milestone that everyone, you know, really wants to achieve. But it was the 20K that got me. It really, really made me realize that like this is a possibility. Like people are actually interested in what I'm sharing. And you know what's really funny is, I'm gonna go off subject here for a second, but this video is supposed to be a chat, so don't worry, I got you covered with the whole talking thing. if you're bored, you can always come talk to me. I have lots to say. But hitting 20K was like exciting because I knew that this was going to work. I knew that I don't know, it felt like, I think for a long time I kind of had my self-doubt. Like I was like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Like no one's gonna be watching. Like there were a handful of people, but I think it was like when I hit 20K that I knew that I had the potential to turn this channel into something. And it was like right when I hit 20K is when I started to notice a lot of changes. Like not just in myself, like feeling more confident, but I also started to earn more money, and it felt like I did it. I finally achieved what I worked so freaking hard to get to, and it felt amazing. It makes me want to cry because I didn't think it was gonna happen. You know, like it's like funny because you always have like these big dreams, you know. And you watch like other content creators and you're like, oh, that's cool, I can do that. But then when you start doing it, you realize how much work it is. It's like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. And there were a lot of times, actually a lot of times, where I thought I was gonna quit for various reasons, whether that was getting a lot of hate, or it just being very time consuming and taking away from my stay-at-home mom, like, you know, situation. But the whole goal was to become a working stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be able to help my husband with bills, and I guess that was like the moment it solidified that this was going to work. So that was really, really awesome. And I got a cake, or did I make a cake or did I buy a cake? I think I bought the cake and I wrote 20K on it and I took a picture. Oh my gosh. And like typically people would do like balloons and like this big 20 balloon. I don't know. I didn't do that. I just was like, I celebrated with a big piece of cake. I was so excited. So next question was, have you considered flipping thrift finds for sale to continue what you started last year? And what she is referring to is I did a trash to treasure series, which I definitely plan on bringing that back. Don't you worry. It's time consuming, guys, and I feel like just the start of the year has been a little rocky for us. We traveled to Georgia twice within such a short amount of time. And then well, y'all know at the beginning of the year I tripped and fell and got a knee infection, which is, I don't even have the words. We're not even gonna talk about it. But where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I want to do the thrift flip finds or free finds, but it's just a matter of time. I need more time. I don't have enough time in the day. I feel like by the time I wake up, get ready for the day, start my day, get done, try to edit, cook dinner, or make lunch for myself if I even have time to do that, go pick up the kids. It's just, I feel like we're in the busiest season of life, and it's like, it's crazy because we really don't have a whole lot going on except for just like normal life. It just feels like it goes by so fast, and I'm trying not to overfill my plate. I'm trying to keep in mind that like I have to have a break too in order to be happy, and I'm working on my happiness a lot this year. It's something I really need to focus on because I tend to overdo it a lot. I end up making like all these little plans and then I fail because I'm overdoing it, and so I'm trying to just take my time. Now, keep in mind that if I find something for free or like at a thrift store that I feel like is cheap that I can flip and make a profit on, you best believe your girl gonna buy it and I'm gonna flip it. But oh, I do have one trash to treasure makeover I'm gonna be working on soon. It's like this buffet cabinet that my husband got for me. I still have it in the carport. I haven't worked on it, but I plan on doing that sometime soon. I have a sponsorship with Beyond Paint coming up. I've worked with Beyond Paint a couple times and I love their paint, and I'm excited to do that makeover and share that with you guys. So anyway, got that coming up. So, and then next question was, what are your top 3 must-have tools? A chop saw, a nail gun, a drill. How many did you say? 3 to 5. A level and a tape measure. Boom. That was quick. Those are my top. I cannot do projects without those 5 things. Was that 5? I think it was 5. And then what kind of music do you like? Y'all will be so shocked. I like all different types of music actually, but my favorite is rap music. I love rap music. Lil Wayne's my favorite. And I love Kevin Gates. Really, I like their music, so that's what I listen to. And then of course I like country music too. If I have to pick like a country artist that I love, I would say Brantley Gilbert's my favorite. Just because like I feel like his music is like, it hits my soul. Okay, next question was, have you and your husband considered starting your own furniture business and flipping homes? So yes, we've definitely considered it multiple times. I need a better mirror. But the problem is, it's expensive. You know, like it's hard to get started because you gotta have like a lump sum of money down to like buy a cheap home in cash or like super cheap, and then to flip it and make a profit, you gotta have money in order to do that. And y'all, with these price increases recently, like although obviously my husband and I both work and bring in an income, it's not to the point, we're not there. We're just not there financially. One day I hope to be, but yeah, I'm just not gonna go into debt in order to do that, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to go and buy a house and like have two mortgages and hope and take like that huge risk. I can't. I'm not a risk taker when it comes to money at all. I don't even have a credit card. I'm like, I know, I don't want to do that. So maybe one day if we like magically can get to the point where we have a lot of like cash flow, but until then, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. I'm reading through these, like I haven't even read through them yet, so it's crazy to sit back and think about it. Oh, okay, so she said it's crazy to sit back and think about all the changes the space has had over the years, from upgrading to couch to picking out which side worked best for the living room, etc. Just amazing. Thank you. And she was referring to this picture here on the screen. I posted that when I posted on the YouTube community tab. Hold on, I gotta do this. I can't talk and do this. So in an upcoming video, I don't know if that one's went up before this one or that, I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm just gonna be honest. My schedule is so messed up. But I do have a main living space home tour coming out that is going to share some before and afters of like the process of getting us to where we are now. Now, I feel like personally, out of all the designs and all the layouts, this is my favorite so far, that I feel like I'm so content with the way the house looks right now. I love it. I love every part of the main living space. Now, I do have a lot of work to do in the bedrooms, which is why I didn't share the bedrooms in that video. It's a work in progress. It always is. So now we're just gonna curl my eyelashes, and look at this. I got this eyelash curler hoping that this one would work, but see, my eyes are so tiny that this won't even get to my eyelashes. Look! It's like, I need like a miniature one or something, because this isn't gonna work. Oh, this sucks. Every like makeup person I see, they always use an eyelash curler, and it really makes their eyelashes like, you know? But my eyes are too small, and I can't even grip my own eyelashes with this. Yeah. It's not working. I wonder if I could do it the other way. Would that work? Oh no. Oh no. What am I doing? Oh. All right, moving on. Ashley asked, what is one of your favorite budgeting rules / tips that you follow? So the number one tip that I follow, that I stand behind, is not putting anything on a credit card. Like, don't have a credit card if you can avoid it. I know life happens and things happen, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you have like we're just gonna name a random credit card. I don't know. The only one I can think of right now is Capital One, because I literally get mail for them all the time talking about, oh, you've been pre-approved for a $500 credit limit or whatever. No, ma'am. So we're just gonna use Capital One as a example. If you have a Capital One credit card and you go into American Eagle and you're shopping around and you have like $100 worth of stuff, and you can't buy that on your debit card because you don't have the money for it, don't put it on your Capital One card, because it's just eventually going to bite you in the butt and you're gonna owe way more. And I know some people are gonna disagree, and that's okay. I know not all credit is horrible. I'm not saying that. I think a lot of people get a lot of good, like, awesome discounts. I mean, there's a lot of stores that offer I don't know, like 15% off or 20% off your order if you buy, or if you use your credit card or whatever. If you're disciplined enough to do that and you know your money better than anybody else, then by all means do what you want. But the budgeting tip that I follow, that I stick to, is never ever putting it on a credit card if I cannot swipe it on my debit card. If I cannot pay for it in cash or with my money in my bank, then I can't afford it and I just don't buy it. I save up for it, or I just don't buy it at all. And you know what, I wanted to say this because I think this is so true. I think impulse buying is becoming more and more a thing. I'm so guilty of this. Like scrolling on the internet at night, you see someone share, like an influencer for instance, shares like these really cute pair of pants and you're like, oh my gosh, like I love those pants, they're so cute. You just immediately want to add it to your cart. If you do that, I'm gonna challenge you guys not to buy it right away. Put it in your cart and give it 2 days. Give it 2 days, because I can almost promise you that by the second day, you're gonna second guess even purchasing it. It's gonna save you money. So yeah, try not to impulse buy. And like I said, I'm guilty of this. I can't even say that I follow that tip. But the one tip I do follow is I don't put anything on credit. Except, like, obviously we have like our truck loans and stuff like that. But as far as like a swiping credit card to buy like luxury things, I don't do that. Okay, not sure if you ever covered this, but how did you learn to use power tools? So a lot of the tools that I've used recently, I learned to do by myself or my husband taught me. Like, he's very handy. To be honest, I don't even know how he learned, because like we pretty much grew up together. It's not like he was like using a drill when we were 17. Like, I met him when I was 17. He had just turned 18. But I think he's just learned with experience, and then there's been things he's taught me. There's some things I just learned how to do by myself. So it takes time. You just gotta YouTube it. There's so many videos on YouTube that will teach you how to do those things, and it's amazing that we have the internet at our fingertips that can really teach us so much. Let's see. But the first power tool I ever used, I was definitely with a drill. But I've used a tile saw before. My parents used to work in construction. And what else have I used? I think it started off with a drill, obviously. I've used a tile saw. I think I've used a skill saw back in the day. I don't know. It's been so long. I just started doing DIYs, and then it was just like I learned how to use each tool myself. Like, even like my nail gun, that was so intimidating. Like, using the nail gun, it felt like I was gonna like shoot a nail through my finger, but I didn't, thank goodness. I almost have a few times, and a few of you have caught me not using proper safety measures, like sticking the like if I'm up on a ladder, I'll like put the nail gun in between like my knees to hold it with my legs. Like, you shouldn't do that. So I'm probably not the best to give advice. I learn as I go and pray for the best. Much ado about something. Much ado about something. That's her name on the YouTube. So she says, I love the way that your taste has become more refined over the last 6 years. It's amazing to see how much your children have grown since you started YouTube. Do you still enjoy being a content creator? Absolutely. Hello. Well, hi there. Good morning. Good morning. I do love what I do. I love sharing with you guys, and not just sharing, but being creative and being able to, you know, like share my passions with you guys. It's really amazing. Honestly, every day I'm shocked that this is my life. Yesterday I was filming a house tour and I got teary-eyed. I was like, I'm sitting here filming my house and sharing it with people. Like, I don't know, it's just, it's so crazy that we are in a time that you can create like relationships through the internet. Like, it's wild. If you really think back, if you really think about it, it's crazy. And I love what I do, and I'm so grateful to be here. Next up was, will you be going back to your family's property and working on it soon? So, probably not. So right now, I've shared a couple times that we are working on trying to pay off our debt. We're working on paying off my husband's truck, and then we're gonna work towards mine. And then that will pretty much be, well, actually we will be completely out of debt except for our house. And then it's a matter of trying to save and just cash flow everything else and get to the point where maybe one day we can either buy land or stay put and just have this house paid off. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm trying really hard to share projects that are extremely budget friendly, that not only help me to earn more money, because a lot of times, like, I'm about to get real fast. So my husband's income can cover our bills, right? Like, most of our bills, he's got some, oh my gosh. He has them all covered. But my income, a lot of times, I end up reinvesting into my channel. I will do like a big project, I'll make money and I'll spend it to make money, if that makes sense. But I'm trying to get back to sharing really budget friendly stuff so that way I have the opportunity to earn a little extra money to put towards the debt and save more money. And that's the honest truth. I'm just trying not to spend a whole lot on projects anymore. And if I am gonna spend money on projects, it's gotta be something that's going to help me with my future, that I'm investing in. Like, for instance, when I put money into this house, it is eventually going to benefit us in the future. Versus when I put money into my family's property house, that is not benefiting me in any way except for the fact that I can share the video and monetize it. And while I do earn income from that, but I'm also spending money to make money, and I have to make sure that it averages out. And there was a couple projects I did up there that did amazing. The video did so well and I earned a great amount of money. However, sometimes I've spent money up there and I've barely broke even, and I can't, as much as I want to reinvest into my channel and help it grow and get to that point, I also realize that it's not realistic. And being a DIY content creator where you do have to spend money to make money, and we're gonna get deep real quick because I feel like I need to say this. I feel like a lot of times I get comments and people say, you spend so much money, like, why do you constantly change your house? You're always redecorating, you're always changing things. First off, I love to do that. This is what I'm passionate about. But it's also a way for me to earn income. As much as I would love to do these types of videos all the time and share my life, I would eventually run out of things to talk about. And this is not where I earn income, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I love what I'm doing here, and I'm sharing that because that's what I want to share, and that's wonderful. But my income comes based off of my DIY projects. So if you ever see me post a makeover video, that's where I earn a majority of my living, and the YouTube algorithm has really made sure that that is what I have to post in order to make money. So in a sense, yes, while I go out and I shop, I know that's not realistic life for everybody, and I don't expect you guys to go out and go thrifting all the time or buy new things all the time, or to even use the links that I do link. Like, for instance, like the chandelier, I don't expect y'all to run out and buy that just because I bought it and it looks good in my house. I'm sharing ideas for those who are looking for those things, you know? And I hope that y'all know that I totally understand that the way that I live and the way that I spend money on certain things is not typical for your average person. It's because I spend money to make money, and I know that's kind of, it's hard to, without like sharing like deep financial details, it's hard to really put into words, I guess, but that's the honest truth. I spend money to make money. All these content creators you see sharing outfit ideas, they're spending money to make money. They would not be where they are today if they weren't constantly sharing new things. And so I know as a viewer, it's hard to see, like, you're like, oh, I wish I could do that, or how, you know, great, or, you know, how lucky you are and how blessed you are. Trust me, I feel that. I understand that this is not a position that everybody's in, and I want you to know I don't take this for granted. I am so grateful. Every time I get something for free from a sponsorship, that's incredible to me. Like, I never in a million years thought that would be me. I used to watch content creators all the time and think, wow, they're so lucky. Like, I want that. I'm here to this day doing it. And it's weird. It's crazy, but I thought I would open up a little bit about that. So my little ring light died. I need to charge it. But I got a question saying, can you remind me of the original name of your channel if you don't mind? I started watching you since then, but I can't recall what it was. So I still have videos up where the intro is Budget Fam. That was what I started my channel as, was Budget Fam. And if, you know, the reason I changed my channel name was because there was a lot of reasons. So when I first started my channel, I was trying to keep all my private information private, because that was one tip that I heard a couple YouTubers say, was like, if you can avoid sharing your last name or you can avoid sharing like your location, don't share. So I didn't. I kept a lot of that very, very private, or at least I tried. But unfortunately, I had a handful of people that were diving deep and searching and looking, and eventually it came out, and then I came out, and I was just like oversharing because I felt like I needed to explain myself and like why I chose not to share. And it was just, looking back, I was just young and dumb, and I don't know what I was thinking. If I could go back in like time, that would be one thing I would take back. It's like, just, I don't know, feeling the need to have to come on and explain myself and why I did the things I did. It was for good reason, and I wish I would have never done that, but it's fine. I changed my channel name to Carrie Lynn, but it was Budget Fam. So moving on. She said, hey Carrie, I was wondering if you could tell me who your original favorite YouTubers are. Original favorite YouTubers. Okay. So, if you're talking about like back when I first started my channel, or like before I even started YouTube, there was two YouTubers in particular that I really, really looked up to, actually four, that I really love. So if you're talking about when I first started my channel, before YouTube changed and things kind of changed, people changed. So the first one was Brittany and Baby. I have watched her since Aria was a baby and Nolan was a baby. And then she, you know, broke it off with, what's his name? Dang, I watched her for so long and I can't, Ethan. Was it Ethan? I think that was his name. Either way, she broke it off with him, and then, yeah, I watched her forever. I really loved her vlogs. I felt like I was like her friend. Sitting in the couch, like I would fold laundry and watch her channel. Like I really looked up to her back then. Obviously, I don't watch her anymore. I don't think she has a YouTube channel anymore. There's a lot of drama that came out with her. Not the same person that she used to be. That's okay. We all grow and change. The next person was Love Meg. So Megan was also a huge inspiration of mine. Back, obviously, when I first started my channel, I looked up to her a lot. I think I related to her so much because she lived in a mobile home. She was, you know, stay-at-home mom. They were struggling financially. There was a lot of things I looked up to her with, so her. And then I watched SMLXO, which she was a makeup channel. She was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't really follow her that much anymore just because she has had a baby and her content's changed, which is normal, like completely normal. I'm about to use this new curling iron that I got. This is a huge curling iron. I really hope, why does it feel so freaking hot? Hold on, let me turn this down. I don't want to burn my hair. My hair is like at its healthiest right now, and I don't want to ruin that. I'll let that cool off. But SMLXO, her name is Stephanie. And then I also watched Megan Lee, and her name is Megan. She still has a YouTube channel. I don't think she posts on it anymore, but I do follow her on Instagram, I believe. Don't really relate to her anymore, but those are the 4 channels I watched way back in the day. But now, I actually don't watch a whole lot of YouTube. I've briefly talked about this in the past, but I have found that I am much more creative if I'm not watching other creators, unless it's a completely different niche than me. So the 2 channels that I watch on a regular basis is Wonderful Life Off Grid, and then I also watch Life Uncontained. I have been telling y'all that for years. I've been following along their journey forever. The Wonderful Wild, what is it? Wonderful Wildlife Off Grid. Wonderful Wildlife Off Grid. Sorry, that's a mouthful. I've been watching them since they started their A-frame build, and then Life Uncontained, they have a shipping container home, and I watched the entire process of that. Absolutely love them. They're my favorite. So those are the 2 channels I watch. And then the other channels I watch are podcasts about relationships and weird stuff that makes no sense to like my life. I don't know why I like to do that, but I just do. Okay, this is the first time I've used one of these in a long time. What am I doing? Okay. Next question is, are you thinking about moving to Georgia? Just wondering because you guys have been back or went back and forth in such a short period. That's not bad, but that's not gonna work. So no, absolutely not. Nope, we went because my niece and nephew. We went because it was their birthday party. So that's the reason why we went to Georgia. We would not move back to Georgia. If we were to ever move anywhere, it would be further up. It would be like North Carolina or South Carolina. I love Georgia, but I love it here much, much more. So definitely not going to move. What is your favorite meal? My favorite meal is probably steak, potatoes. Oh no, I know what it is. Longhorn. Longhorn has the best Parmesan crusted chicken with French fries. That's my favorite meal. If I had to choose, that would be what I would choose for like a birthday dinner. Like I love, 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 love Longhorn. It's so good, and I love the atmosphere. I just love the way it looks in there. I love all of it. I love all their food. It's so delicious. Let's see. A while back you shared a paint pad that you loved in place of a roller. Have you tried using it painting a ceiling? I have not, actually. I've not. So I've never tried a paint pad on the ceiling because I haven't painted our ceilings. I'm going to assume it's gonna be messy, if I'm being honest. Just because like, you gotta be careful sometimes with the paint pad because it can get, ow, shoot, I just touched that. Sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time. I'm not, this is why I was never a beauty influencer. Oh man. Oh gosh. So the paint pad's gonna be messy because sometimes if you accidentally get too much paint on the paint pad and you go to paint the wall, it'll drip. So I can only imagine if you try to do the ceiling, it would drip on your head. I wouldn't recommend. I would definitely just use a roller. Okay, so let's see. Do you have a moderator that gets rid of bad comments? I want to start a YouTube channel. You have great advice. Do you have any new advice? Okay. No, I don't have a comment moderator. I wish I did sometimes, but I actually really enjoy reading the comments. You know, and the thing is, good and bad, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the bad comments too. I mean, sometimes in the moment I get upset and I'm like, what the heck, people are so mean. But then sometimes you can like take your feelings out of it later and look back and like, okay, that was constructive criticism. So, you know, sometimes not all negative comments are bad comments. They sometimes can help you improve. But like hateful comments, that's a whole different story. Now I have so on YouTube, there's an option to type in keywords that don't come out public. So there's a lot of keywords that you can type in that if someone types in that word, it goes to a different folder. It goes to a review folder. So in order for that comment to go public, I have to approve it. Obviously, there's a lot that slip through the cracks. Like sometimes I'll have like a really mean comment that goes public and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys get to see that, which sucks. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to defend me or whatever. You know, obviously I appreciate it, but I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do that. So, come on, you gotta go potty? Okay, let's go potty. Hold on, I gotta let her out. Like YouTube has a comment, like a generated comment moderator. You can type in keywords and it will stop people from commenting certain things. So a couple things that like I have, just for instance, like the B word, I have that blocked. The FAT, the F word, like not the actual like F-U-C-K, but like the FAT or B-U-T-T. I'm just spelling these words out. I don't know why, but I'm just doing that. So certain words I have blocked. And while a lot of the times people will use those words in not a bad way, it'll go to the requested folder, but it still helps protect me from those who are actually saying really freaking mean things. So yeah, you kind of can have a moderator. I don't have one. that like I hire at all. I wish I could hire somebody. I just don't make enough money to support someone else. I wouldn't feel right like paying someone if I couldn't pay them a decent amount of living, especially in like today's world. I have considered, like there's been a couple of times where I've wanted like a personal assistant just to help me with like keeping up with back end stuff like sponsorships and financial things, but I don't feel that I make enough to support another person and their family. Like, oh, I lost my spot. You gotta be kidding me. I gotta go back. Ooh, that was a good one. Very, very difficult to, what am I doing? Why is this not working? Oh God, what am I doing? I can't do this. I'm sorry. I can't curl my hair and talk at the same time. Okay, hair's done. It's not holding the curl very well. Granted, my hair is like very fine and thin and straight, so it doesn't hold curl that great, which really sucks because I thought this was gonna work. I have the Conair, the small like little tiny wand, and that holds curls really well in my hair. This one's not seeming to hold. Maybe it's just because the curls are too big, but I do like the more soft wave look versus like the tight curl. So maybe it just takes some time to get used to, and maybe I just need some hairspray. But anyway, I wanted to go back to one of the questions I got. Was she talked about the rug driving her nuts, and I just completely skipped her question. But it was asking if I had any project plans for this year. And I definitely do. I have a lot of project plans. I want to redo our laundry room. It's a hot mess right now. I want to do like this arch beam situation right here in the kitchen. I do think that I'm going to change up the trim work around the kitchen window. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I would love to hear your thoughts. So I think the reason is because at this point it's the only wood tone in the kitchen, and I just feel that it's clashing with the rest of the house. It looks more cottage farmhouse still to me, but I want to replace the kitchen window, obviously, to like a window that's not frosted like a bathroom window. So that's another project plan, but all these things just cost so much money, and things are so expensive. And like I told y'all, we have big goals this year to get out of debt. So what I'm trying to do is just work on smaller, budget-friendly projects that I can do like without spending a fortune. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys. Just kind of go back to my roots, like sharing really, really inexpensive projects. I think for a while there, you know, you start sharing bigger projects because that's where the views are, that's where like the more money is, but it's like you also have to spend the money to make it, like I mentioned earlier. So it kind of just ends up breaking even anyway. If I missed any of your questions, I tried to go back through and make sure I didn't miss any of them. If I did, feel free to leave a comment. I will answer it in the comments. But I'm about to go get my shoes on. I got to make a return, but I gotta put my scar cream on. I just got this. I don't know how you pronounce it. How would you say that? Face and Body Scar Gel. I suck at pronouncing things. Like, that's not my strong suit. I needed this for my knee. So y'all know at the beginning of the year, I tripped and fell and skinned my knee super bad. It got infected, and I think that's what caused such a bad scar, was the fact that it got infected, and it like my skin was eating itself, or my body was like, wait. The infection was eating away at my skin, is what I'm trying to say. And this is supposed to help reduce the appearance of scars and stretch marks in as little as 2 weeks. So we'll see. I'll show you guys my knee. Don't mind my leg. I haven't shaved because I don't want to irritate it, because it still kind of like gets itchy a little bit. But look at that. Can y'all see it? Ah, it's rough. Don't waste the product. I'll keep you guys updated on if this works. It doesn't smell like anything, thank goodness. But I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna get my shoes on. I have to make a couple Amazon returns. Then I gotta come home and finish up this house tour. Actually, I should probably do the house tour before I leave. Yeah, I'll let my leg dry and finish this up. But, oh, I also need to figure out what we're having for dinner. I need to look in here and see what we got, because I've been oh, you know what? I think we're gonna have the pizza. That's what we're gonna have. We're gonna just have frozen pizza for dinner tonight. I got a Red Baron pizza, and then the kids have the little Tostinos pizza. So, yeah, oh, or we got hot dogs. We can do chili dogs too. I'll let Dylan decide. I'll ask him what he wants. Actually, I just think we want pizza because I don't have any fries or anything. And last night we just had potatoes. We actually had potatoes 2 nights in a row. like diced up sauteed potatoes. They were so good. I made chicken wings last night in the air fryer. They were freaking bomb. I'm so proud of myself. I made like a homemade wing sauce. You take light brown sugar in a pan with butter. So it's 1 cup of light brown sugar, 1/3 cup of butter, and you melt that down into a frying pan until all the sugar is dissolved, and then you add Frank's Red Hot sauce in there, 1 cup of Frank's Red Hot sauce. Stir that together. You can add chili flakes if you want, or you can just skip that part, which I did because I didn't want anything too spicy. And you stir it together, and it's like the perfect sweet but spicy chicken wing sauce. It was so good. I was really proud of my chicken wings. And they were super crispy, because if you cook your chicken wings in the air fryer, it makes them juicy, but they're still like, they're crunchy, and I love a good crunchy wing. And I feel like a lot of times like restaurants are all like slimy and soggy. Ugh, I don't like that. I like crispy wings. Alright, so I apologize for ending the video this way, but I ended up not running any errands and didn't film anymore after this, except for my house tour, which is now live if you guys want to check it out. In that video, I share a lot of before and after, so I'll have it linked right here on the screen. Thank you all for your questions and hanging out with me today. I really enjoyed this chat, and I hope you guys did too, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all!